That was painful.
So the Rha-Zack get this time jump ability to take another active turn. And I think it's... I don't know. I mean, it does seem very powerful, doesn't it?
I'm not going to lie, mate. I think you've had about 3 times the turns of me, and it showed. You have dominated this entire game. I mean, did I kill anything? I killed 1 model.
You killed that man.
Yeah, and that took me...
That took half health off the Infinity Angel.
Yeah, but that took... No, one of that was you rolling Earth. No, so that was me sending my boss after your boss. Mm-hmm. You took it down with stuff that's worth nothing to me if I kill it.
Yeah, but I had to debuff him to do it and then spend all my crystals. I think, again...
You mean all your crystals?
Yeah, I think...
You've got a lot of movement, and pre-game, I can't keep up.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this was incredibly one-sided. And as fun as it is to get, like, I've got enhancements, so much relies on having crystals that it didn't really... I was always catching up and trying to equal where you were effortlessly. And having 2 of those time cards...
I don't think... It wasn't effortless.
No, but having 2 of those time cards as well, that's
calculated strategy.
That's such a high chance of...
Yeah, but I mean, they don't stack, right?
No, they don't. Well, they... Why don't they stack?
Well, if I play 1 and then I play another, they both just give me the same effect, another active turn after this one.
Yeah, so you could have played that in 1 turn and then played the next one in the other and had 3 turns in a row.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, what game can you play where you have 3 turns to yourself?
But it comes a point where it's just grasping, right? Like, this game is essentially like a sort of a game of resource management and territory control. So the first thing you have to do is control the crystal sources. The second thing you have to do is get the crystals, because the way you win the game is having red dice when your opponent doesn't. And the only way to do that is to force them to exhaust their crystals defending themselves, while you're spending your crystals aggressively to push the damage through.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie, on double turns of attacking,
but there were turns where in my second active turn, I didn't attack you. I just used it for positioning and crystal control.
And don't get me wrong, the right tactical decision, but you've got higher initiative than me, so I'm always at risk of not being able to hit you, even when I'm the one attacking.
Mm-hmm.
So
I really think that the Dvergar need to be spreading out. I mean, there's nothing stopping you.
I did spread out a fair amount. I was all over the board.
But I had I had this crystal for most of the game.
Yeah,
unchallenged.
It was because I was challenging that one, trying to hold on to that one.
Yeah, but that's 3 out of 4. So you just let me have one, and this was the result.
I didn't let you have one. I couldn't get to it.
Well, you didn't deploy next to it. You can literally deploy in these spaces.
I couldn't.
Why not?
Not for the 2 units I had left. One of them was the boss, and he can't be in a unit for it. And your pre-movement allowed you to get to all 3 of them. And yes, I had first turn, but I could at maximum get to 2 of them. I don't see how I would have dragged that one back, really. I had a couple of moments where I was like, I can do this and I can do that. There was at one point I had that. I should have equipped it the turn I got it, not the later turn, because then it would have been earning stuff before then. But yeah, I was not having the card come out, and I mean one of the loss condition, one of the game end conditions is going through this entire stack, so you don't want to just burn your cards all the time, but I don't know. I can't see how your faction would not dominate. Maybe against another army, it's more even, but considering this is a campaign, I don't see the Dvergar winning very much. I mean, it even says on their tactical card, spread out to try to get crystals, which it did, though you can use prospecting to gain the advantage in crystals, but prospecting requires you to control them. And I didn't control it. I controlled one once. And unless I surround it entirely, and you can't push me out of the way, there's not a great deal I can do to keep it.
Well, I can only push your guys with the Angel and these guys if they go Super Saiyan.
But then I'm literally so say I've done this, and I've got... So that's...
I mean, that's pretty... You couldn't actually do that. Well, you could, but not like that.
No, I mean they'd all move over 1.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
So I could do that, and I could keep that forever. And
Let's say Angel came.
Tell you what, you know what else I could have done? So I've got that upgrade. Everyone's +2 defense when they're standing next to shield dude.
Yeah, so
everyone's +2 defense.
Except for that guy.
No, that's actually not. Yeah. There you go. Everyone is +2 defense all the time. But that's not. I mean, that's getting me crystals. It's getting me nothing else.
But it's all your units, and it's getting you 1 crystal source.
Yeah, and that's the only way I could have stopped you from. And then, oh, I've got 1 unit there. It's mine, or it's up for grabs.
Mm-hmm.
Like getting those crystals is fundamental to playing this game well, and it's so easy to shut it down.
Regenerate the. I mean, I wonder about that junk card because I feel
Endurance.
like being able to use this right after Dvergar lose an endurance token. Put this on the Put this token on the Dvergar shrine. Yeah, because regenerating hit points is really powerful, but they can't regenerate a lot.
Well, I regenerated 1 in that entire game. So, these are my regen cards. So...
Use after a Dvergar model is killed. It explodes.
Yeah, this guy.
Check any squad. That's any model for free. Just explode.
Oh, no, that's detonation. I was looking at the...
Check all models in its space and all adjacent spaces for hit.
Yeah.
Add 2 to the result effect. So that could kill your own guys.
Yeah, meltdown is the
But that's
specific
insane.
Yeah.
You could do so much damage with that.
Didn't have it once.
Yeah, it didn't come up.
I mean, I would have loved it if that had come out when he was
Sacrifice a Flamekeeper. That's these men.
Yeah.
The Flamethrower men. Check all models on its adjacent spaces for hits. Adding 2 to the roll. Well, why did they say +2 to result here and add 2 to the roll there?
I don't know. I'm guessing it's just translation, but they're good cards.
So you've got like these suicide guys that just run in and blow themselves up.
That would do 2 wounds per unit, which is, I mean, it would hurt them a lot. But
yeah, but bear in mind, like if there was a situation like this, where these guys are like that or whatever, and you detonated here, well, actually, I don't know, like that. You detonated here, it hit them all, right?
Yeah, but I mean,
and then they could all die because they have no endurance, and you check for hit against all of them.
Yeah,
but their initiative is high, so checking for hit is tough.
Well, let's say I did it on that one.
50%.
Nope.
50% death rate on with a red die,
and
not with a yellow die. With the yellow die, it's 33%.
I mean, to be honest, if I'm sacrificing a Flamekeeper, you can be damn sure I'm using one of his endurance to do it.
Mm.
But there's a lot of really cool cards that the Dvergar have.
There should be 3 Flamekeepers? No, that's just a little piece of land.
Yeah. No, there's a lot of cool stuff they could do.
Mm.
But I didn't have the cards, and I just didn't have the gems to be able to do stuff back to you. I mean,
Yeah, you've got it. The gems are key, because you can get so sort of out-resourced so quickly.
Yeah, but prospecting is the one I was going to show you. So destroy 1 Dvergar crystal, and then add 1 crystal to the Dvergar depleted pool for each controlled crystal source. That sounds amazing. But if I'm controlling all those crystal slots anyway, I probably don't need that. I probably don't need it at all, because I'm already getting them. And yeah, I could go, if I control 3 of them, that's 3 depleted crystals. And then when I next do my passive turn, that's an extra 3 plus the 3 I'm controlling.
Yeah, but the purpose of this is if you control a bunch of them, right? You do your passive turn, you get all your crystals, and then you do an active turn.
Yeah.
And at the end of the active turn, you use that to get more crystals, and the next turn you do another passive turn. Yeah. So you're essentially like doubling your income.
Yeah, but I was never in a position where I controlled,
and I think that's
more than 1.
I mean, I think, and that's the key to unlocking this faction, is figuring out how to control those crystal sources.
Yeah, and it's currently beyond me. But
some of them are more intuitive than others. Some of the factions are really challenging. Like, we're playing with the Reborn, who spread these forests out along the map.
Yeah.
And it's like, this is really important. There's Shrine is a forest, and it branches out. And those branches, like, if you touch them, wound you. And you can use them to, like, block lanes and stuff so people can't move around the board and get caught up in the branches and taking wounds. And you can push them into the branches.
Yeah.
You can move the branches. But it's actually really hard to realize. I'm sure it's great once you know how it works.
I really liked the cards reading through them. I thought I was going to have a decent chance, but double turn.
So I think you'll find, Ollie, that it was pure strategy, pure strategic genius.
Mike, you're good at games. I'll give you that. But if I was the one having double turns,
oh, rematch.
Yeah.
Rematch. We'll swap squads. I'll do these guys. You do those guys. We'll see what happens.
Oh, let's see if I get the double turn on the first turn.
The double turn on the first turn.
Yeah.
I'll let you start with it. How about that? I want to move with one use per turn. Interesting. You get so many charges though. I really liked all the charges you had.
And the thing is, it's great, but they all cost crystals I didn't have, or they're costing me my life, and I ended up spending my life to do them. And I mean, that combat that we were doing, where I was like, this is the worst thing ever.
The worst possible outcome, yeah, because no one.
I'll show you the card. So this was the card that I had in hand.
Would you have detonate?
No, I had. Where is it? Because detonate I could have just done. I had deflect. So it requires my Unbroken to be in vigilance mode, which one squad was, so when they don't get the reroll anymore. Use right after an Unbroken is wounded. Ignore this wound. Choose an enemy that's base to base. Deal a wound to them. I was literally, if you'd have gone, right, I beat you in the combat and I dealt you a wound. Great, you just killed yourself.
That's awesome.
I know. But you
hate those kinds of cards.
You didn't do any damage to me. And then I was like, and then I'll do my damage. Oh, no, I won't. And I kept that. That's why I didn't use the red dice on the defense the first time. Because I don't want to win this. Because it bypasses my need to attack.
Vigilance mode required. They were in vigilance mode, weren't they?
Only one of them was the circular shield. That they were in vigilance mode for ages. And I thought, I don't want... I would have loved having a 0 on that, because I'd have got a crystal. I wouldn't have needed to re-roll it. And I'd have let you kill yourself. And
that would have been great.
And I'd have profited.
That would have been so good.
But you rolled so low. So very low.
Why is it why am I so unintentionally lucky?
Yeah. And it's like, I was expecting him to do that on the first one. Me kill him. And then it was like, right, red die on the next one. Have fun with that. But nothing happened. I was really surprised. I was. But I mean, I like the game. I really do. I think there needs to be a bit more of a rework.
Well, a bit more of a rework. You mean you think Rha-Zack are a broken faction because of the time?
I think that card specifically.
Yeah, I mean,
the fact your banner allows you to get it back.
There's so many cards. Like, bear in mind, you in a 2-player game you play with a 25-card deck. In a 3 or 4-player game you play with a 15-card deck that's pre-built. I mean, if you're following the setup of the game very strictly, you actually pick your factions and then build your deck.
Yeah.
But
I mean, why you would ever leave those out is beyond me.
Yeah, but you could... I mean, so there's like at least another 50 cards per faction. Some of them have over 50 cards in addition to the 25
really
starter
cool
cards
ones as well.
There's about 80 cards for each faction for you to deck build with. So it would be absolutely no issue just taking these out and being like, okay, we think that Time Jump is OP, and we don't allow the Rha-Zack player to play with it. That would be a very simple and easy fix.
Yeah.
I'm not yet convinced it's OP, but I feel like that's just because I don't know enough about the game and the factions. But I think that's because maybe I have a different perspective on it. Essentially, what the Time Jump was allowing me to do was sacrifice a crystal on my first active turn to essentially gain a second activation. But then one activation of one unit is not incredibly good. And the reason it was so limited early on was because I didn't have the crystals to make use of it. Later, when I have more crystals, it's a bit more powerful. But still, really, all it's giving me is the ability to activate another unit and draw backup cards at the end. Because crystals are limited and they don't replenish. It has to be an active turn. They don't replenish.
But I'd point out that because you can recycle it, I mean, you didn't not recycle it once.
Yeah.
You can recycle it, and because of the high initiative of your army, having an extra attack, very likely you'll be the one that decides it. I mean, I know you were saying my guys are really, really defensive, but you're constantly forcing me to expend my resources before I've had a turn.
Yeah, and I mean, that's I think that's the tactic. If you are, because my guys' defense is, on some of them it's quite low, on some of them it's quite high. but it's
I mean, this is the difference between mine. So I've got Unbroken Basic is Initiative 1. It's Strength 0, Defense +3 rerolling, Move 2. And then Turned Over, Initiative 0, +2 Strength, +3 with no reroll, 1 movement. Your guys...
Which ones?
This is the guy. No. This one?
No, they're both the same.
There's the one I'm...
You think of the Steam Surfer.
Yeah, so...
Steam Surfer.
3225.
Yeah.
Basic.
I mean, they're incredible.
And...
Then on their flip side,
5107.
which I've never used.
No,
Why
but
would I?
you use that when you go, I need to either just get around and deny your boss the first swing. And you can give them things where it's like, right, have a backstab. You had that upgrade where you could make any unit be a backstab. And the thing about high initiative...
Oh yeah, I mean, I didn't actually have it in this game.
No, but you have a card for that. And the thing about the backstab...
people don't get to counterattack.
They don't get to counterattack. But the thing about the high initiative as well, ranged attacks, roll to hit. So high initiative means you can't be shot. And
well, it means I'm more likely to evade being shot, yeah.
you got +7.
Well, no. I mean,
so 5
to
plus...
check to hit, you roll and try to exceed the initiative value.
So that's literally a 1 in 6 chance on the red die for that to work.
Well, against these guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I just wouldn't shoot them. It's pointless.
No, the thing I would
if they're in this state, like you'd just be wasting your cards.
No, the only time I'd ever shoot them is if I'd refine fuel, because it pluses 1. Sorry, it adds 2 even.
Yeah.
But that's a
specific... And you get to place more fire.
I've got one of them.
Yeah.
And yeah.
But you never managed to get those out successfully.
I didn't get a shot. That's. I was surprised with 3 flamethrower cards. I got 1 out, and it was 1 out.
But they're actually pretty solid units, just in general, especially compared to your other ones. I think that just because they can't shoot doesn't mean they're not valuable. They've got more attack than your Unbroke, and they've got better initiative, and they've got higher defense.
They don't have more attack.
Yeah, they've got... Oh, yeah, okay. But only if... But in basic mode they do.
Yeah.
What's their other mode? Oh, yeah.
Nothing.
Active mode is this is like shoot mode, right?
Yeah. So that's the mode I have to activate them to be able to shoot using the card in the hand. So I've got to activate them. Then they can only move 1 space. Although, if you give them the upgrade, they can do a free move. So you do free move, then activate them, then move 1. But, I don't know, it's very difficult. And I get why they've made shooting difficult, because otherwise, I mean, you just pile in a corner and fire away, especially considering the range on the flamethrowers. But I don't know. I don't think the shooting is overly bad. I think I just got unlucky with the card draw. But this...
Well, I feel like your shooting guys... I mean, obviously these guys have the ranged backstab. I didn't shoot either this whole game. I do have a card that's just shoot with the stream guard.
Yes, you did.
No,
you shot with
that's
her.
Well, yeah, so that's a laser whip.
Yep, which is the same thing these guys get.
But it is a ranged attack. That was the laser whip was the only ranged attack I had this game. But then again, she's not very super great. You know, your Flamekeepers would give her a real run for her money. And she's worth 4 points as well, so I have to keep her safe. I didn't even realize until this game that her sort of enhancements, or at least her sort of personal enhancement, basically gives her a ranged attack that she can use a bunch of times. Well, it's 1 use per turn, right? But it's cheap, so you can sort of use it every turn instead of a normal attack. I don't know if I've
got any equipment specifically for my boss.
You've got that mechanical shield, right?
That's not a feat. That's
not an enhancement. Yeah. That's a one-off card.
Yep. I don't think I've got anything for him.
They probably do in the deck building options.
No, I don't think I do.
But one of the things I really like about this game is the way the crystal sources are sort of like territory control points, and you've got it really focuses the game and forces you to move to the same positions, and so it means that the game doesn't get really spread out and sprawling and lasts forever because people aren't fighting. If you let your opponent control all the crystal sources, you will just lose the game.
Yep.
So you've really got to contest them, and I like that because it funnels the combat into specific areas. I like how difficult the choices are. It doesn't ever seem really like there's easy choices.
There's never a point where it's... I mean, aside from maybe on the first turn, there's never a point where it's like, this is clearly the only correct choice.
Yeah, there's always sort of options and stuff like that. I think the game is very strategic. Like to be successful, you can't just be reacting to what your opponent's doing. You've got to develop your own strategy.
You do need a plan.
Otherwise, you'll just be put on the back foot, and they'll be a step ahead of you. Sort of like in chess, right? Like you need to sort of control the conflict, like by putting sort of models around in different areas, or sort of contesting areas that your opponent might not have defended very well or be anticipating you to go to.
Yeah.
I like that there's all these different factions. I've played with 5 of them now. The only ones I haven't used are the demons and the darkness stretch goal stuff. But I have looked at that. But they all seem very different. They feel very different.
No, they do.
It doesn't take people very long to learn all the cards and stuff, even though they're fairly complex, I guess.
Yeah.
But you and Michael both picked it up pretty quickly once you sort of got your head around how the sort of the core mechanics work. And I think that's pretty good, actually, because every time I finish playing this, I'm like, I want to try another faction. I'd be super stoked to just swap factions and play again and see what happens, you know? Like, I would try something else, or try the co-op mode or the solo mode.
Yeah.
You know, we can play together against the darkness, which is cool.
Yeah, I mean, it is a really cool game. I love the minis. I think they are really, really cool.
Yeah, Awakened Realms did a really good job with them.
Yeah.
Some of them are really ambitious if you watch my unboxing video.
Paint them.
I'd love to paint them, Ollie, but, that takes time. If you guys give me 6 months off the channel, I'll paint them all.
I'm good with that. You guys, poll at the top.
Comments in the comments below.
Give Mike a holiday. Let him paint.
It's not a holiday. They just feel like work.
Well, it's lead-based paint, so you better do it quickly.
I don't enjoy painting. So they're not anymore, is it?
What?
The miniatures paint?
No, I'm just saying I would give you lead-based paint, so you'd have to do it quickly.
Ah, okay.
Don't lick the brush.
You give me lead-based paint, just in case you die by accident.
A win is a win.
If the opposing player dies during the gameplay, do I win? It doesn't say in the rules.
Well, put it this way. I'd have Michael have like puppet strings going through there and just be like attaching to all your arms. And it seems like Mike has knocked over his RSP mug again.
Every faction comes with elite units that you can add in.
Gyrobots look cool. They have rockets.
They have rockets. They're like mortar men. If you have your elite unit, your opponent starts with 2 extra crystals in their crystal pool, or they can just take their elite units, and then you both start with 2 extra crystals.
To be honest, I think that'd probably be quite a fun expansion for it, because starting with 2 does limit you. I think if you start with 4, it'd be a very different game, because you just have so much more shenanigans.
It would definitely sort of like alter the balance of power.
Definitely.
I would like to get a 3-player game of this on the go, and I would like to try some different factions as well. Yeah, I will need to figure out how we're going to film that. Partly because, obviously, this board would have to be oriented that way.
Yeah, side on. Whoever's playing on that side is going to have a lot of fun, because all you're going to see of them is the back of their head.
Someone would just have to play without... Or maybe we just don't use these sections and just have the setup in front of us.
To be honest, that's my bet. I mean, I get why they've put that there, but there's no actual reason to use any of this section of the board.
Yeah, you just got to make sure you keep track of your crystals and the depleted piles and all that kind of stuff. Like, we even did it with the banners, moving them from their positions over there. But I don't know. I mean, would you play it again?
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Good. Just not with the time jump card.
If I get to play them.
Yeah. Well, I would love to try that. I would love to see what the...
I mean, I find it funny in the
other side is like.
The fluff for your army, it says they're the ultimate glass cannons.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean,
it says that.
Kind of, but you do have
your
decent
offensive
defense.
squads are the ultimate glass cannons. They hit hard and fast, but have very low defensive capabilities. Well,
that's just the surface. Everyone else has
that
at least plus
feels 2. Not true, because in fact the only ones that don't have defensive are the Steam Guard, and then they can become defensive. The Infinity Angel is a glass cannon because. Oh wow! Look at my elite squad though. The Source Blade, these Electro Ninjas. They have 0 defense, Ollie, and 1 endurance.
But high initiative. That's the thing. Having high initiative means that sometimes you don't need defense. Because you attack first, and if I don't defend, I can't hit back.
But I think that's sort of the key to these guys as well, because their initiative is relatively low. You do have to.
I mean, I thought I was going to do quite well on the basis of
defense, though. It's so good.
Yeah, but I mean, 4. You've got strength 3.
Well, that depends on who I am, right?
No, but assuming it's your Steam Guard hitting me, because that's the thing. It's surprising how big a thing not being able to swing back when you're the one that's initiating combat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. The initiative does put you on the back foot.
I mean,
I've got a lot of cards that increase my initiative. That was dumb.
Yeah, you don't need it. That's really weird.
But I would need it maybe in other matchups.
Well, what other armies have high initiative? I mean, you've played with most of them.
But you've got quite a lot of stuff that trigger off your guys being killed as well. Use right after a Dvergar model is killed or sacrificed.
Yep.
Charge all Dvergar enhancements by 2.
Yep, which would be great if my guys weren't worth 2 victory points each when they die. I mean, if that was like they're worth nothing, then yeah, sacrifice them. But, I mean, you only needed to kill 3 of my guys to win. I had to kill, well, very specific ones of your guys. You've got one that's worth 1. So two models that are worth 1 each, 3 models that are worth nothing, 2 models that are worth 2, and her. It's worth 4.
Yeah, it seems to me like it would be more economical for you just to murder everyone.
Well, if only. If only indeed. What I need is some kind of card that says, pick a point on the board and just destroy everything that's not you. Purging fire. I mean, we're made of fire and we're in armour. It seems like that'd be a good bet.
That was an add-on stretch goal that I didn't purchase, the You Win card. But it is featured in the Awakened Realms new Kickstarter for Siege Storm. There's an optional You Win card. Unfortunately, when you play it, you have to ask your opponent if you can win, and if they say no, it doesn't work.
And then he flips a coin and decides whether he's paying attention to what I say.
Oh, I just didn't hear you.
I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention when you opened your mouth flap. But yeah, I would like to play this again. It was fun.
It's something that there's a lot of sort of miniature skirmish games out there, and this one to me feels quite board gamey.
Yes.
You know, as opposed to war gamey.
Yeah, I mean,
and I like that a lot about it.
This is.
It's not super complicated, but it has a lot of tough decisions and interesting tactical things.
It doesn't require terrain as well. So what you need to play the game is in the box.
There is an optional cardboard terrain add-on, but I didn't get it. But I feel like the box came with so much stuff.
Yeah, you need to read those books.
Don't need more stuff. There's a whole solo mode against bosses that you could get.
Boss mode. Those two. Him. Good luck.
I mean, with 6 factions, the funny thing about the bosses is that you could get the add-ons that were just cardboard bosses, or you could spend a lot of money and get the plastic models. I think your man is better than my man.
Your basic guy?
Yeah, your Avenger is better than my Infinity Angel, probably.
Well, I'd agree.
Yeah. Certainly with your basic stat line.
But you have the ability to upgrade that I don't. You have upgrades that, well, effectively bypass my defense.
Well, no, you've still got defensive 2 then that I have to beat.
No, but...
Just don't let me get ranged on you.
You can fly.
To be fair, actually, there's no minimum range, so I can't just use it.
In close combat.
Yeah, just beat me to death before I get it.
Yeah. Anyway, I would like to play this again, but I would really like that particularly filthy combat, even if it was only the banner doesn't work on that card. Even if it was the banner does not do that.
After you've played an action card, instead of just going it, take it back to your hand.
Yeah. It is simple as that, and I'd probably be less bitter and salty. Grrr.
Good. Well, at least we can play again.
He's got a black eye the next time he's on. It wasn't me.
Next time on Ready Steady Play, Mike has a black eye, and
missing some teeth.
We're playing the Edge again. So if you guys want to see more Edge, well, I will try and figure out. Someone asked for the 3 and 4 player game already. I will try and figure that out.
Yeah, we'll have to figure that one out. It will be a laugh.
And we'll come back with this total anarchy. Maybe not playing the Rha-Zack in that one, because I feel like it'll be enough filming with 3 people. And then we don't need one of them taking multiple turns.
One of them taking up so long with the agonising decisions of, should I play this dickish card or should I play this dickish card?
How many turns shall I have this time?
I'll do this and then this and then this. Bah!
You need crystals for it though, dude. Gotta get those crystals.
Actually, of the 3 cards I just pulled, 2 of them do not require crystals at all and could be used at any time.
No, they can only be used when you lose endurance.
You just have to...
Which you don't want to do, Ollie. You don't want to lose endurance, because those are your life points that keep you safe and stop you from dying. It's true. I learned that.
Where?
I'm going to just put these into...
Yeah.
Oh, look at me shuffling. Look at me shuffling.
Look, it goes right to the top.
Look at all the shuffling I'm doing. It's
Anywho.
so good. Oh, look, it's still on top.
Yeah. Anywho.
Oh, they're both still on top.
Problem solved.
So we'll be back tomorrow for some other completely different adventure.
You can have that one.
And in the meantime, leave any comments about any content you'd like to see for the Edge Dawnfall, because I'll probably play more of it, because I like it. I hope you guys like it too.
Hopefully. But yeah. See you next time. Dwarves for the victory. Come on!
Someone post a good Dvergar deck list for Ollie, and tell him how to beat the Rha-Zack.
Politely. I don't want any of this, you useless... Then lots of asterisks.
Yeah, be nice. We like to be nice.
Or not.
Except, when we're murdering each other. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
I am disappointed that your enjoyment was impacted by that card.
It's hard to...
I
Not
actually
be.
fucking hate take an extra turn or miss a go mechanics. I just hate them.
And yet.
Well, it's there.
it's the
I've got to
smart-
assume it's in the
It's
game.
a smart play.
I've got to assume that it's balanced. I've got to assume that they did that. And then if I would love to try a rematch, and even set it up so that you start with that card, and we'll see how that goes. I would be interested in trying that.